Welcome to MCC Made, the official podcast of Metropolitan Community College.
Giving you a backstage pass to all things MCC with your hosts, Emma and Katherine Riggs.
I feel like there is a big debate. Now, I feel like it was hot a while ago, but it's something that bothers me.
Okay.
Are you pro or anti Top Sheet?
Oh, I'm furious you brought this up because I cannot believe it's a debate. I am pro Top Sheet.
Of course, thank you. Well, you're a sane person, so I knew that was the answer. If you told me you were anti-Top Sheet, I probably would have reevaluated.
No, and I want. I am passionate about this, but like, there is something. If you are out there, I'm looking right down the lens at you people who aren't putting top sheets on. If you are out there not using a top sheet and you're using a duvet or a quilt or whatever weird blanket you're using in place of just putting a top sheet in between you and that blanket, and your feet are consistently touching it and you are not regularly washing that, jail.
And by regularly, we mean every time you change your sheets.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you know what's great about a top sheet is I don't have to then always wash the quilt every single time. Mm-hmm. Or the duvet cover, because have you ever tried to put a duvet cover on? It's an Olympic sport.
Yeah. No, I know somebody who literally just throws them away. And I said, I'm sorry. What? They're like, I don't even know why they put these in here anymore. I was like, you don't know why they put them in there anymore? What are you talking about? Literally, what are you talking about?
I am aghast at just throwing it away.
Yeah, they're like, I never use it. Why would I keep it? I don't even know why they're still doing it. And then my follow-up to that is, okay, fine. You can sleep in your own filth, I guess.
We all do it to some level, but
sure,
we're judging yours more harshly.
Fine. If you have a guest bedroom, if I'm coming to stay with you,
I want a top sheet.
And if you don't have a top sheet, my question is, when did you last wash this duvet?
Sheet. Oh my God, I'm furious you brought this up. Because again, like I said, I do not understand how it's a debate. And then people are like, it always comes untucked anyway. Okay, well, learn how to make a bed. Number one.
First and foremost, learn how to make a bed.
I also, this is revealing, and I won't reveal her name, but I have a good friend who, and this is, I also think, like some psychopath stuff.
Okay.
She does not sleep with a pillow. She just lays her head on the mattress. Hello, police. I have to report a crime.
I'm glitching over this.
What? When she revealed that, which was late in the game of our friendship, and I was like, I've reevaluated everything I've ever known.
Does she sleep on her? She has to sleep on her back then.
She sleeps on her tum.
Okay. Are we 5?
I don't know. I'm telling you, it was shocking. The reveal that she used 0 pillows was but then has them on her bed, but then takes them off.
What?
Hello?
Police?
911, what's your emergency? I have a lot.
If I have a pillow that is too flat, I'm furious.
Which then, again, now that we're talking about habits and things within just confined to a bed, I bought new pillows yesterday and slept like a little baby.
Yeah.
Just like a little baby, and my neck didn't hurt because I kept waking up with neck pain, and I was convinced I had some kind of illness that was brewing. And I also have a group chat that's me and 2 nurses where I literally ask them multiple times a week probably what symptom I have and if I'm dying. And I was
and they said, get a new pillow.
Yes. She actually did. She goes, I recommend new pillows. Bless that group chat. They're very patient with me, and I love them so much.
Oh my God, that's very funny.
They know I'm coming in hot when I'm like, "Hi, nurses, it's me," and then it's the dumbest symptom you've ever heard.
Sure.
So
yeah, my mom is a nurse, so I I pretty much assume that nothing is serious.
That's what I'm learning. I should assume, but I'm
Yeah.
the opposite where I assume anything is serious.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much my mom's remedy for anything was take some ibuprofen and go take a nap.
My mom, not a nurse, but a mom. So of course you ask her, and my mom's answer to everything is, "Well, did you get up and move around?" That always makes you feel better. Get up and move around. And you know what I never want to do when I don't feel well? Get up and move around. But then you know what happens when I do get up and move around? I feel better. And then I'm furious.
Yeah. Yeah, no, pretty much ibuprofen and water and sleep. And she's like, you'll be fine.
I'm more on the Stacia plan.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
God. We love Stacia.
We love Stacia. And you should go take a nap with your top sheet and a pillow. Like
Yes. At least one pillow. I sleep with two.
I sleep. Oh, no.
But,
No. Are you like sitting up?
but okay. There's
Okay.
a science to the
I
pillows.
assume there is. Yeah.
There's a science to the pillows.
I assume there is.
First and foremost, I am a firm believer in a down pillow,
Okay.
but it cannot live on its own because your head flattens the down pillow. But it is a
Correct.
nice like cradle.
It's a nice base.
Yeah, but it's the top. So really, it's like when you have like a pillow top mattress.
Yeah.
It's a pillow top pillow. You're just topping your pillow. So I have like a flatter pillow then that's on the bottom, and then the down pillow on top. So then it's the size of a normal pillow, but I have the comfort of the down. I recently I didn't get scammed because I use it. But
Joke's on me.
I got scammed. I've since deleted.
Can we flash on the screen? Not scammed.
Yeah, not scammed. Not scammed. This is not My Real Baby or whatever that thing was called.
My home.
It's not that. Never forget.
I was thinking about that over the weekend, actually.
I got talked into. I got influenced.
You got hoodwinked.
I got influenced from TikTok on these pillows that like allegedly help you sleep on your back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the side ones that are like a cube.
No, although
Those weird me out.
listen, I am a side sleeper, so I have
Same.
considered, but I've never pulled the trigger because I'm like, I don't know. It just seems
Pay that much for a pillow?
that is the thing. So it's a pillow that like it's rectangle and it's foam,
Okay.
and then there's like a divot.
Oh, my dad used to have one of those 1,000 years ago.
a divot in the middle,
Yeah.
and then there's like also like two kind of like niches in the side. So like if you're like on your side, you can like put your arm in there, and your arm's not going to fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's supposed to help you sleep on your back because again, at the ripe age of 19, I was like, well, maybe I need to worry about wrinkles. And I shouldn't be sleeping on my side.
I have to keep this already youthful skin.
Correct.
So youthful.
It's preventative.
Welcome back to Pillow Talk.
Correct.
Which is the new opening segment for this.
Anyway, it did not keep me on my back, and nor was it really.
Nothing can. You're just a woman on her own.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like you can sleep on it, like your side, but then it was not quite enough lift. And then, yes, I was getting a little bit of neck pain.
You're getting an illness. Yeah.
I was developing. What were they going to do? Amputate? Like, what did you want them to tell
I
you?
don't know. I'm like, what's here? Your lymph nodes? I'm like, I don't know. It could be. I don't know. I scroll my feed and then just see mysterious people dying mysteriously at young ages, and me as a very youthful person, I'm like, oh, that could be me. And then I'm like, well, I've lived a good life.
Okay. Well,
I know it's terrible. It's a terrible way to live.
yeah, we can talk about that another.
Yeah, this is my session's almost up.
But anyway, but then so now I put a down pillow on top of that. And I am, okay, as much as I'm hating on people who are anti top sheet,
Which
which is
we're
true.
not softening our opinions.
I'm
on
not
this.
backing down.
Yeah.
I mean, you just swapped your pillows, but like, how often do you swap your pillows?
Oh my God, it's so, probably not often enough. I was actually just wondering like what they say the recommendation is. It's been a while.
Okay, I think I'm going to use big air quotes. The recommendation is like 6 months.
That's big pillow trying to get us.
Agreed.
Like I'm not falling for that.
Right. Well, they're, like the skin cells get embedded in the whatever. Okay. Also, are you using a pillowcase?
Yeah, like what are you like laying on a bare
I'm
pillow?
looking at somebody like they told me that they don't use a pillowcase. Like,
huh?
Anyway,
but like, yeah, people. I would assume people are using a pillowcase,
I would hope so.
and if not, that's
Gross.
That's more jail than no top sheet.
Right. Okay. So my parents got us, like all of us, one year for Christmas, a down pillow, like a real down. Like feathers would sometimes poke out of
Yes.
it. Down pillow, not like the
Yes.
fake down pillows
No.
that they make now. Okay.
That are down alternatives.
Yes.
That's what I've got.
And it's fine. It's
fine.
fine. But when you had the real deal, it's a little bit. You're just like, this is not. It's not.
This is not it.
And if I couldn't tell the difference, I wouldn't care. Again,
But
I can.
you're
tell.
a woman of fine taste.
Right. So I
enjoy the finer
Catherine,
things.
I got this pillow when I was in high school. Okay.
I'm so worried. You still have it.
I don't.
Oh God!
But I only.
Well, you just graduated like last year.
Yeah, I mean, so
Right,
it's only been a couple of years, and I'm a child bride. So when I'm not a child bride. I'm 19. I'm old enough. When my husband and I
this right out of there.
when my husband and I moved in together, I did still have this pillow. And it was one of those things where I knew, like,
It was a security pillow at that point.
it was just like, I have not found a pillow this pillow is disgusting, but I have not found a pillow that like is as comfortable.
Yeah.
And I maintain that pillow is still more comfortable than the pillow that I currently have. Mm-hmm. But the fact that my husband shamed me about it was enough for me to be like, I guess if a man is telling me that that's gross, then I'm like,
then I'm gonna listen to him. To wrap this up, I just also do you know anybody? You don't say it, so that's not why I'm asking. Do you know anybody who says it like a pillow?
a pillow?
Yeah, like pillow.
No, but I would no.
What would you do?
I don't know. I would be like, I wouldn't associate.
They would no longer be a friend of mine. That's not true. I actually don't know if I have any friends.
I don't
If you say
know.
pillow and you're in my life, just let me know.
Do you know that you say pillow?
I say pillow.
No, I'm saying like if
if you say, well, just now, if you're listening to this like in your car or on at work or like while you're doing the dishes, just quietly whisper to yourself, pillow, and see which one comes out.
Yeah, no. I as somebody who does have a hard time, who has lived in Nebraska their entire life.
So she does say, like, when you go to the grocery store, your groceries get put into a
bag.
No. What do they get put into?
A bag. Okay, see, I don't do it on purpose.
She usually says
or a
she's-
bagel.
That's where it is. Or like a flag. Why is the flag at half mast?
Listen,
What?
I can't. Actually, my favorite thing to do to Brandon is just keep saying it over and over again. And he's like,
Until he
please.
disassociates.
I'm like, wait, is it like this? Like this? And I just keep saying it 5 different ways. He's like, please.
Or
It's like somehow none of these are correct.
you're actually just getting more wrong.
I don't know.
My husband can't say technically, and he says technically.
Like
I
a
love them
tetanus
all
shot?
the same. Yeah. Yeah, actually. Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
And,
Listen,
I've overcome.
Yeah, I wish I could say however that A sound is correctly.
Bag.
Bag.
There.
Bagel.
No. Absolutely not.
And that's all we have
Absolutely not.
that's all we have to say about that.
I think that's where we end this.
That's why I get confused. I'm like, you want me to say bag?
Yeah.
But then
Well, you don't say.
whatever.
Okay. Well, you're acting like it's like. You're acting like it's extremely insane that like 3 letters could be pronounced 2 different ways.
No, I agree because I say bagel. And then that's also not correct. So I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Oh, yeah, you do say that wrong.
What do you want me to do is what I'm asking, and nobody will tell me.
You just have to know, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those that know, know. Those that don't, never will.
If you know, you know, you know. And when you're out, you're out.
All right. Well, on that note,
Yeah.
let's get to somebody who is always in our hearts.
Yes. So today on the podcast, we have Karen Rodgers, who's an academic advisor, and she has been with MCC for 45 years, and it's coming to an end. So we're here to chat all about it. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're just going to start kind of big picture. So 45 years ago, what brought you to MCC?
Well, I flunked out of UNO, and I went to Metro Tech, the
Of
old
course.
Southwest campus.
Which I have questions about. I just
Okay.
want to say.
All right. And so I was taking classes there, and a friend of mine got a job in what was admissions and records at the time, and she says, "Hey, there's a part-time job. You should get that. You should apply." I applied. I interviewed. I started that day.
Wow.
I mean, that was how things worked back then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so part-time, regular, paid my tuition. I got some health benefits and everything with it. And so after a couple of years, it was time to, really grow up and get a real job. And,
Yeah.
And then I got another job at Metro. And then after a couple of years, I got another job at Metro. So I've just been kind of moving around.
You've just done the shuffle over the years.
I have. And it's been wild.
Yes, I was going to ask. So you've worked in a lot of different departments and different roles. So can you just kind of tell us what some of those have been?
So I worked for a couple of years with Mary Wise, and at the time she was a division chair, which was the pre-title to dean.
Okay.
I learned so much from Mary Wise. She was a great cheerleader. She really helped me to see that I can have a path, a professional path, right?
Yeah.
And so then she got transferred here to the Fort. We were at the Elkhorn campus. She got transferred to the Fort to be like a campus manager. So then there was an opening here at the college in the president's office, and she encouraged me to apply for it. So I did. And then I got it. And then I worked for Walt Kajawa. And I don't know if you've heard any stories about Walt.
I have not.
No.
Great name, though. 10 out of
Walt
10.
Kajawa played the accordion.
Of
Oh
course
my
he
God,
did.
he was amazing.
in.
learned so much from him. So Mary Wise really put the bug in my ear, get into a position where you can really see the global, the whole community. And then I got a chance to go into student affairs, and that's where I've been since. And working with students has been the best. But the time in the president's office was really amazing. It was when Richard Gilliland was the president.
Okay.
And visionary, but had very limited interpersonal skills kind of thing. And so it took a long time. I think I worked there for about 2 years before he ever said anything, more than 10 words to me. And we were in the building 1, in that little tiny building.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so like on top of each other.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like
yeah. So anyway,
Sardines.
I did learn a lot from him too. He was,
a strong silent type.
yeah. Okay, I can say these things today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you currently work with trade students. So what kind of drew you to that?
Well,
Yeah.
when we opened the new buildings, I'd been an advisor and started out with health programs and working with those nursing students. As rewarding as that was also very draining
Oh, yeah.
because most of them don't get into nursing. And that's just kind of exhausting after a while.
Yeah.
And then I've worked with other programs. We never really had embedded advising prior to that. But when the 3 buildings on the south end were opened, that's when student affairs kind of got moved around. And there was a position in the Construction Education Center, and Nate Berry really was the driver behind that. So I indicated my interest, but I guess like 4 or 5 other people did too. So we actually interviewed, and I was the last interview, and 15 minutes, I hadn't even left the parking lot, and I had a phone call. You want it? Yeah, I want it. Of course I
Do you want me to walk back in? I'll start now. I've done this before.
What are you doing in these interviews that you immediately are like,
You are magical, apparently.
I don't know. I love, you know, it just sounds so corny, but, you know, I was raised by Metro. I started here when I was 19, and I really feel like my values, everything's been kind of, it grew together, right?
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I've been very fortunate. And then working with Nate was amazing. Oh my God, that man knows how to build a team. And I love working in student affairs, I'll tell you that. But I will tell you also that working in the Construction Education Center, that was the first time I really felt like students were the center of our attention. I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. The students are, they're a little bit of, they're a lot easier to work with than nursing students. But anyway.
No shade to nursing students. You're doing amazing.
But I will tell you, one of the great, here's what pays you back. My husband was in the med center at the hospital, and my mother-in-law and I were going up to his room, and there was another, elevators are full. They're always full, right?
Sure.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
And this nurse, Karen Rodgers, said, yeah, hi. She says, you were my advisor. And she's a nurse at the med center. And it was kind of cool. You know, so when you start running into people that you've worked with, and just in fact at graduation, a woman stopped me as she got her diploma. She got her degree in IT. I forgot which specific area. And she says, I don't know if you remember me, but I met with you when I first came to Metro when you were at Elkhorn. And she and her husband came, and she needed to start with ESL classes. And here she was graduating. Oh my God! Yeah, that's
oh my
cool.
gosh!
So the thing that I've always taken with me, and then especially nursing students, I reminded them that, you know, people are going to recognize you. They're going to remember you.
Yes.
You're not going to remember all of them, but they're going to remember you, and that is something that I need to remember every time I come to work. That no matter what I do, people are going to remember me.
Yeah.
So I want them to remember something good, not not how I screwed up.
No, how you made a difference. It's so true, though, especially about nurses, because I can remember the names of all the nurses when I had my son that got me through.
Exactly.
So it's very true. Yeah, you're like, they see how many women, a day on that floor, but I saw them for 12 hours.
Exactly.
So it does stay with you like that. And it is the same for like certain teachers and advisors. Like I still remember my advisor in college who I loved so much. So
here we just see such a wide array of students
Exactly.
and in different parts of their journey. And it's like, if you don't want to be the person that, when they're coming for ESL classes, that deters them from going on because you were just having a bad day. It's like,
that could have changed everything.
And that's the thing I also like about being in construction education, because when I moved into it, this is going to be embedded advising, I was told. So I call myself an embedded advisor. So I work very closely with all the faculty, and I work with the students. I operate mostly on a drop-in basis. Students don't have to make an appointment. Just come in. You're in the building. Come in and see me, and let's just do what we need to do. And that's just been really nice to be able to create those relationships. And and in fact, I was at Home Depot a few weeks ago, and a person's walking by me, and I thought it was somebody else. I thought he looked familiar, and I thought he was the friend of my son-in-law. And I called him by that name, and he just kind of looked at me.
And he's
I
like,
said, I'm sorry. She says, well, you're Karen Rodgers. You were my advisor. It's like, oh, Leo, that's right. You look just like Ben.
yes, I knew you.
Yes.
But it's just weird. So
my gosh, you could probably all day tell us stories of how many times like that's happened.
But people recognize me often before I recognize them, and then I'm learning that I shouldn't even try to pretend that I recognize them because I'm usually wrong.
You're close.
Yeah.
You know them. But that leads me to, I was going to ask anyway, but so you've been here, since for 45 years, you've seen a lot of change at MCC. So I was going to just, if you want to talk about like, what change have you seen with like, not only like maybe like the physical change of this college, like you've been to a Southwest campus that does not exist anymore. And like I said, I wanted to touch on that. That campus is so mysterious to me. I have been through these archives that we have of like Inside Story, all that stuff. There is, I think, like one photo of it. I'm telling you, maybe they're out there. Colin, if in the archives, if you're listening and you have photos of Southwest campus, please send them to me.
Well, that was the time before cell phones and
yeah.
fast pictures.
I just want a glimpse of what it was.
So when I started as a student, and between classes, this commons area, because of course this is an old warehouse or a factory of some sort.
Oh.
Yes.
So the ceilings were way up here.
Okay.
And so we had we had walls that went up to a certain point.
Sure.
So actually, economics, Mr. Morgan, I heard his lecture 3 times a day, even though I was in the class once.
So you got really
Then it
good.
really stuck. Yeah.
Well, then you can't hear what you're learning in the other class.
Oh, that's
But
true.
That's beside the point. But so there was a group of people that we would sit together in the commons in between classes. We'd play cards. People were smoking.
That is wild to think about.
It was fun. And some of the people I met then are still my best friends. So that's kind of cool.
I love that.
But the Southwest campus was this big warehouse. And then when I started working, I got the job, and then one of the other division chairs, Glenn Peterson was his name. He says, "Hey, Karen, we're going to go look at the new campus out in Elkhorn on Thursday. You want to come?" New campus?
yeah. What?
Where's Elkhorn?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So
Yeah.
I went out and I saw it. I mean, it was just farmland all the way.
Yeah.
And 2-lane highway on Dodge. But then right before when the Southwest building was pretty much packed up, but we still had classes, I got a phone call. A bomb is going to go off. It's like, are you kidding me?
Gosh.
That's not where I saw this story
No.
going.
No, that freaked me out. And I'm a 19-year-old snot-nosed kid, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, there was no bomb, but
Oh my gosh.
still, it was freaky because there's all these boxes around, and
You're like, it could be in any one of these.
I know.
Really starts to feel like a James Bond movie.
Yeah. So Southwest was really it was a unique place, and of course there were critters that ran around, and
Of course there was
staff would find mice in their desk drawers. But you know what?
nightmare.
We still have I have mice on my desk, mice all the time in our building.
Oh my gosh.
But
Well, this is an old campus.
But
This
it's
is
a
an old
construction
campus.
site,
Yes.
and they
Also
bring
that.
in the pallets of wood and whatnot.
Yes.
And they have it's like big open air
Absolutely,
garage
garage
doors.
doors.
So, yeah,
exactly.
can only
lots of
do so much.
opportunity.
So mice to mice, it's been.
Mice to mice.
They've been the constant all those years.
You know what? Of the critters that you could be dealing with, mice are probably okay.
Well, I'll tell you another story about something. So building 1, when I was in there, the garage, where they parked the fire truck back in the history days, that was the conference room. So that's where cabinet meetings were held.
Oh, that's so
and all
wild.
that stuff. And one summer, I think we were having a really bad drought, and there were these beetles that were everywhere. Front page of the World Herald one day, they had swept up a pile of these in the lobby, and that was at the Woodman of the World building.
Okay.
And so
Yeah.
we saw that. Well, those little critters were up in our false ceiling, and sometimes they would just drop and land on the desk and run off, and
That's my nightmare.
and or a leg would end up in my coffee, and it was awful. And one day I went to lunch really early. I said, I'm going to lunch, and when I got back, I guess Bernie Sedlacek, when he was the
Yeah.
big facilities guy, he had been there, and apparently Walt called him and said, "You got to take care of this. Karen's not going to come back." Unfortunately, it took a long time because apparently there were nests up in the false ceiling. Oh my God, they were so gross. I had the heebie-jeebies for so long.
I'd be like dreaming of them. Like
It was, it was awful.
Oh my gosh.
It was awful, but we got through it. We survived.
we persevered.
Oh my gosh.
We had to vacuum the conference room between meetings.
Oh my
and vacuum up the
gosh.
dead ones. Yeah, it was wild.
Okay, I have a question. I'm going back to the Elkhorn campus. So
Yes.
we've done an episode where we went through the archives and we talked about the opening of that campus. Were you at the opening for that?
I don't remember.
Okay, well I think you would because there were
Okay,
skydivers
let us
and
paint
like
a picture. There was multiple skydivers.
I do not remember that.
One that like unfurled a flag. We have photos of this. Not on us.
I don't think I was there.
Insert that photo now into this video. But we had a guy. They said the pictures are in black and white, so we just have to take their word for it. But he had like almost like smoke bombs behind him that let out like blue, like red, white, and blue smoke. I think. And
How
there was
did I
like
miss that?
a helicopter guy. Oh yeah.
Wow.
yeah,
I
so
missed that.
we were going through the archives and I was like,
We're not doing it like this anymore.
I was like,
Wow. Are we going to be doing that out of the new Sarpy?
we're not. I did make the pitch.
we
but
would like it confirmed on camera right now that we're going to have multiple skydivers.
I'm sorry, I can neither confirm nor deny that.
I don't remember that. So I'm thinking I probably wasn't there.
The story I thought you were going to bring up. We've talked about Elkhorn multiple times in our archives post on here because there's a lot about when it was opening.
Yes.
What I never realized, it's right there in the name, so it's my fault, that Elkhorn Valley was actually in a valley and they had to remove a hillside so people could see it from Dodge Street.
I didn't know that either. Well, I didn't even know where Elkhorn was, until a couple months.
You
before I
couldn't
moved
find it
there.
when they opened it. You're like, I don't know.
Exactly.
It's
I have no idea where it is.
That way,
Yeah,
somewhere.
and I worked evenings, so I was kind of clueless, and I was 19, and I wasn't that
Sure.
committed, I guess.
You weren't
yet.
walking outside to see on the hillside,
Right.
That then was
Right.
That then was flattened,
Right, but I do remember being creeped out at night, going out to my car because you could hear all of the wildlife making
Oh
noise.
yeah, because there's still
Oh,
all
yeah.
that down there.
Yeah, and I'm much more comfortable leaving the fort at night. Now, Elkhorn now is, it's
Yes.
in a neighborhood, so
Right.
it's a
Oh
little
my
different,
gosh.
But
Oh yeah, that's true because there was probably nothing out there back then.
my husband's boss built their house, and their swimming pool overlooks the campus.
Oh.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be like, "Hey, I'm coming up after for a
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Quick
come up for
dip.
a swim. Yeah, yeah. Have the drinks ready.
There's been beetles all over the place.
Stressful time.
I cannot get over that. That's going to haunt me later in our building. I
Don't
feel-
let it haunt. Yeah. Wait, now what building? You're in building 30.
No, we used to be. I'm in building 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is weird. A really weird full circle moment for me is like my husband was a student here, and he took graphic design, like art classes in building 6.
That's right.
Yes,
That's
and now
right.
now I work in there, and it's so
Yeah,
weird.
That is, yeah, full
And-
circle again.
Yeah.
Yes.
It all comes back
But
around.
they fully renovated 6.
Yeah, because a car went through it. Well,
That's
they were
true.
in the
Yeah, I
process.
was like, they
of
were
it.
doing it
Right,
before.
right. Well, before they renovated building 30, I was in that building too. And ooh-wee, it was gross.
Yeah,
And
for a while, I was there in the process of some of it when they redid the floors. Anyway,
1980.
I was not here for that.
What year did they renovate that? I can't remember. Must have been the mid 80s. Because when I worked in that building, we would go down to the basement for lunch, and you could smell the dead animals in the walls, and there were open pipes, and the back porch was it was an enclosed deck like it is now.
Yeah.
But it had it kind of sagged, and there were nursing classes up there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
I thought you were going to say someone like went through the deck.
Oh my gosh.
Like a trap.
That might have happened.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
can't confirm or deny that happened.
We've come a long way, baby.
Also,
A very long way. Absolutely.
I love that every story has related back to a critter at some point so far. I'm so Sorry.
Yeah, they do. There are a lot of critters around
Lots
here.
of what we've gathered in Karen's 45-year history here is that there's critters, and she doesn't seek them out. They come to her.
They do. Oh my God, they do.
So you've seen the physical changes. What have you noticed over the decades? The changes like in our student body, maybe in our population. Not only that it's grown, but who the average student might be, how it stayed the same, how it's changed, that kind of thing.
It has grown so much that I only know a fraction of the people. When it used to be, I knew just about everybody.
Yeah. Right.
And I knew so many of the students. And now it's like just my own little narrow world.
Yeah.
And that's kind of disappointing from someone who likes to be around people and reminisce and stuff. And I don't even know who all the advisors are at the other campuses. I mean, I don't even know who's in, it's weird.
No, it is. It's true.
And I mean, that obviously that is the way things have to happen. I get that, and I'm good with that. But it is kind of, it's kind of sad.
Well, that brings me to another thing that we've discovered from the archives was just how much personal information that everybody shared in the inside stories. Like so and so is recovering from surgery. So and so's daughter
Thank you
got
for their well wishes.
Yeah, so and so's daughter got married, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like everybody knew everybody and everybody's
Absolutely.
business.
We all cared about each other, and we would have these once a year. There would be this college-wide party. It was at Peony Park.
Oh, I've seen.
And
in the
sometimes
archives.
we'd have, there'd be a theme, and you'd wear costumes. And oh my God, it was amazingly fun and corny.
But I love a theme.
And then
So-
Walt Kajawa would play his accordion.
Okay, we might have photos of
Yeah,
this
we've seen
actually.
that.
Yes,
I'm
I
sure
was
you
like,
do.
this is all coming
and
back.
Randy would. God, I seem to recall him on the stage with Walt playing the accordion, and Randy wearing some kind of a cape. I might have that in a desk drawer somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
We will reach out to Randy for comment.
And he won't give one.
He won't give one, but we would love to know. Okay, that reminds me of, because it's a theme, again, from our archives, I think it was the 90s. They had an employee, it was not all employees. Maybe it was just a faculty day that was Star Trek themed called Metro Trek.
That might have been a faculty day that I wasn't at.
Oh,
I
man,
don't
it looked
recall that.
awesome.
Metro Tech, that would have
Metro
been great.
Trek, and it was
Metro
Star
Trek.
Trek themes. And
Yes.
can I say the dedication and attention to detail those people put in was bar none. It was so good.
Ibsen costumes, are they still in business?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was, boy, we were all there.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
My
Before any
friend
event.
just rented a costume from there, so I can confirm.
Yeah,
that.
isn't that crazy?
And our friend works there.
Yes.
Wow. I don't remember that one. But I wasn't a part of academics I was just a part of academics for a short period when I worked for Mary Wise.
Right. And this was, it was 92, I want to say.
I was
Yeah,
in
maybe.
I was in the president's office at that time.
Oh, didn't know if you happened to stop in. They had massages for employees.
That happened at a lot of different events. They would
Yeah.
have students, one of the colleges or something.
All right.
Yeah, not from Metro because we don't have the program.
Okay,
but
that's where I was like, wait, if we had
we
massage
did not have.
therapy.
No, we don't have that.
So, but has the student, the average student, I guess it's hard because you've been in different areas, so that average student might change, but how have you seen that change of who wants to come to MCC like that average student? Is it still kind of the same as it's been?
I think the one thing that I've noticed is that I think initially a lot of students came to Metro like I did.
Yeah.
I burned out at UNO,
Yeah.
not just once but twice, and I think that initially we would see a lot of students that were coming here as it's their second choice.
Right.
Yeah.
And the last many years, even before I went to the construction building, it was the first choice for a lot of students and a lot of parents too. I think parents were encouraging Metro when back in the day my dad did not encourage Metro.
Right.
And So I think that's the biggie. It's a place of choice as opposed to a last chance.
And a real attitude shift, especially because you're in trades, probably that attitude shift from like, you can go to a trade school to like, I want to go learn a trade. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to work with my hands. Like, I'm not meant to like work in a traditional office setting.
Right. And the people that I have met along the way that have a bachelor's degree in whatever and have been in the workforce for 10 years, it's not fulfilling. They're not finding a real niche. It's like, hey, this is something I can do, and I can see the progress, and I can feel like I've accomplished something specific. And that, I think, is a big shift. But we had that kind of shift, too, shortly after 9/11. That's when I was working with the nursing program, the nursing and allied health.
Yes.
And the folks that had been in marketing, computers, whatever, had this aha moment that I want to do something more with my life. And so then we started seeing a lot of people wanting to make that kind of change to go into a field where they can make a difference. So I think that, well, and then in '08, when unemployment was kind of high, I think that was when our enrollment really skyrocketed. And it has been a shift, and I haven't thought about those kinds of things lately. But yeah, the students have been it's been a big shift.
And we talk about that all the time
Yes.
on this podcast, because even when we went to college, it was oh, you're going to a 4-year college. Like going to a community college or a trade school was like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you can like, because you're not going to hack it at UNL. It's like, okay, well.
So here's the flip side for me. I have 2 daughters, and my husband graduated from Iowa Western. He moved from North Platte to Council Bluffs so he could go to Iowa Western for computer science because he couldn't afford a 4-year degree. And then I did my crazy little thing, and then it took me 10 years to get my associate degree. And then I went and got my bachelor's, Then I, finally figured out how to grow up. So when our girls were getting ready to go to college, I wanted them to have the full 4-year experience. I wanted them to live in a dorm because neither Rod nor I got to do that. And they have graduated, but halfway through, my oldest ended up coming back to Metro one summer to do the CDL class.
Whoa.
And she's been working for co-ops in rural parts of the state, delivering diesel and propane. And
Wow.
propane lines.
Brian, you just graduated high school. No college for you?
I'm getting a career certificate in just a year. I'll be fixing cars in no time.
That's one way to drive your future forward. Zoe, what's next for you?
After high school, it's 2 years at MCC, then I'm transferring to university.
That's so smart, Zoe. Tyler, you're in high school getting college credits?
I'm already getting tuition-free college credits, so I can knock out my gen eds before I graduate. Hello?
And I'm saving thousands in tuition.
Start today so you can say,
This is me at MCC.
Anyway, it's just kind of cool when I think about the paths that have crossed. And the Shadron was a great experience for both of them. My youngest wanted to come back here right away, but
Same.
Sarah said she worked out there for quite a while for a co-op, but she wanted to move to South Dakota. She wanted to move to Olivet, South Dakota, population 70, because her friend lived there with her farmer husband, right?
Oh, sure.
So
Population 71.
Yeah. So well, actually,
They're moving
Sarah's
on
out.
up?
She's outside of the city limits. But anyway, she tells the boss in Shadron. She says, I'm graduating in May, so my last day is going to be, in like May 15th, whatever.
Yeah.
So she puts in her notice, and then I don't know, right before she graduates, she comes out she actually graduated in December, but she didn't go through the ceremony until May. She goes out and finds a house to rent. She makes those arrangements, and then she goes back out and has like 4 or 5 interviews, and then she gets a job. It's like, quit, find a place to live, then get a job. That's kind of
Usually.
backwards.
Yeah.
I mean,
But she did it, and that's how she rolls, and she She's a very independent young woman. and-
What a specific dream to live in that part of South Dakota, but credit to her because she followed through.
She did it. She did it. She shares the land with about 1,000 head of cattle in a
Shares the land. like,
and she gets use of this big, huge barn. I mean, it is kind of a cool life. She's living the
cool.
life that she wanted.
Love
so.
that for her.
Anyway, so that has nothing to do with Metro.
no,
okay.
but actually I was, and you've kind of been touching on it, is just outside of how you've seen MCC change, outside of you've seen students changes, obviously in 45 years, like how you've grown and changed. Like obviously you've probably had so many milestones, and you just kind of touched on some of them what during your time here. So you came here, got your associates, and then went on to
I got my bachelor's at
Yes.
Bellevue College when I was still Bellevue College, a little tiny private liberal arts school, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I met my husband, got married when I worked here, and I was working in the president's office when I got married. And then we had Sarah. And then I was pregnant with Hannah when I left the president's office to work in student affairs. And they graduated from college. Unfortunately, my husband got really sick. I was gone for a while, and then he did pass away. But I've gone through multiple all the big life changes.
yeah.
Lost my parents. You just all those things that you go through as an adult.
Yeah.
And I was gifted with the people at Metro that supported me through all that.
Don't you dare get me with that. But they are, I mean, you see them every day. You see them for 40 hours a week. So it's like, you hope you like them.
Yep.
And then it's such a blessing when you do, and they're there for you through all of those things.
And I've had that. I've been so fortunate that this has really felt like a family. Metro.
I love that stuff.
That's the hardest part. That's going to be the hardest part about leaving.
Yeah, you've talked about how, when you first started, you knew everybody. And now you don't, but I think there are all these pockets of the college where it's like, I might not know everybody, but the people that I do know and the people I do interact with, I have not worked anywhere where I did not feel like people cared about the people that they were working with. Like here is just like, I've moved from a different department, but I still feel like, these people care about me just as much as these other people, Katherine, cares about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is just, I think that, of course, it's not, can't say everybody, but almost everyone who works here, truly, they get into it because they do care about people, and they care about our students, and then that just translates to the people that they're working with.
Right. We're a service industry. I mean, really.
Yeah.
We're taking care of people.
Yeah.
And I think that's
And it's not just students we're taking care of.
no, we take care of each other.
Yeah, which you don't. I feel like you might not realize until like those harder times come, and you realize how everyone's there for you.
Yep.
And it's so, it's such a relief because you do know that there are other places people work where you tell them like, oh my gosh, my coworkers were amazing, and like so they were there for me or whatever, and people are like, really? I don't even know the guy who sits next to me's name, and you're like, that sounds awful.
That sounds awful. Yes, exactly.
Oh.
And, yeah. Anyway, it's been amazing.
It's been amazing, and now it's coming to an end. So what is next?
Well, I've been thinking about this for a long time. My husband and I, we got a little camper when the kids were young. We went, and did the long weekends and went to Branson and did that kind of stuff. And the kids grew up doing that, and we just had a blast. And when my husband became disabled, it's like, okay, well, because we thought that we would do this in retirement,
Right.
Get a camper and travel. And a couple months after he passed, my daughter sat down and said, "Mom, you can do that."
Yeah.
Holy crap, I can.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah. So I started I've been thinking about it, looking at campers for a long time. So last October, I found the truck. Then in February, I bought the camper, and I've been out for a few weekends. I was just out this last weekend again. Yeah. I keep on having a fuse go out. So I got to take it back. I got to figure that out. But
Yeah.
it's just, and then next summer, or next February, I'm going to start out. I'm going to go down to New Orleans to Lake Pontchartrain for a couple weeks. And then I don't know if I want to go east or west from there and then work my way back up. And then in the spring, early summer, I want to go up and do a trip around Lake Superior.
Oh my gosh.
And then in 27, I would like to go up to Alaska. I'd like to do the
Yeah.
Alaska Highway.
Yes.
That would be fun.
So I want to follow the Great Lakes and
Also, like, I am woman. Like, I would not
Yeah.
be pulling a camper. I'd be like,
Alone. No,
Yeah.
you're such a road warrior.
love that.
Also,
well, I did that. Well, I got to really learn how to do it when my husband was still alive. He just said he couldn't do it. He was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And so I got to learn it with another person with me.
Yes.
And so doing it now is not nearly as scary. I don't know if I would have done it if I didn't know anything.
Sure.
right.
But I can dump the black tank just fine.
I love that. I love that.
And it's not a Robin Williams moment. I don't know if you saw the movie RV.
Yes. I
No.
have.
No, okay, well, yeah.
I have.
Yeah, that always crosses my mind when I'm getting ready to pull the handle.
I just, oh my gosh, that's very funny. The thought of backing up a camper attached to a truck makes me want to die inside. And not only that, but then if my husband was teaching, which I'm sure your husband was very kind. If my husband was teaching me how to do it, I think we would come to blows, probably.
I gotcha.
Knowing her husband, there would be. It would need to be filmed. Honestly.
To be fair, between the two of us, I would probably be teaching him how to back up the trailer.
Yep.
That's the truth, actually.
Well, so here's the beauty of having a daughter with a CDL.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That probably comes in actually really handy.
It does, because actually I've been storing it up at her place, and so I park between the barn and the horse
I
trailer.
was just going to ask if you're in the barn.
No, and not in the barn.
Yeah.
Outside, but next to the barn, between the barn and the horse trailer, and of course, I've got cameras on the counter.
Oh, yeah.
I got a trailer. I got a camper that is way nicer than my house was.
Kind of a more luxe experience, not like an
Yeah.
Airstream.
And you deserve
No,
it.
not that
Not-
luxury, but
Yeah.
yeah. So it's So I really enjoy it, and can't wait to go travel. And I got a nice kitchen in there, so I can cook. I want to experiment with the local foods wherever I'm at. And
Yeah.
especially in New Orleans. I'm so
gosh.
Yes.
jelly. You get to go there and eat everything.
Yes. The beignets.
Yes.
Anyway.
So what will you miss the most about your time here, the people here, just kind of everything?
I think the people that's gonna leave a hole. I think the day-to-day stuff that I do with people. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily love getting into student planning.
That's not your passion. You're
No,
really.
no, but I love helping students
Yeah.
plan to graduation. I love helping students see that there is an end point.
Yeah, there's a finish line.
And that is so fulfilling. Especially when students come back to me and
When you see them on the elevator, when you see them at Home Depot.
tell me thank you, yeah. And that is just extremely rewarding. And the other thing that has been rewarding is getting to work with reentry students and
Yes.
seeing their success and wanting to push them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Too. And
Like, look what you've already done. You can actually, like, keep even doing
Yep.
more.
Yep. Women in the trades
Yes.
have been
Yes.
very inspiring. Geez, it's just been. I'm not going to cry.
No.
Yeah, it's just been very rewarding.
Yeah. It is hard to imagine spending 45 years of my life somewhere. I'm sure when you started, you weren't expecting to spend 45 years here.
I was, yeah, you were probably like, this will be good for a while.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good part-time job. When the year that I turned 40, I also had to get bifocals. And I got my 25-year award. And I No, that wasn't right. It must have been my 20-year award. 20, 30, 40. Yeah, it must have been the 20-year. Anyway, I thought, okay, I'm going to have to get a job elsewhere.
Yeah.
I'm never going to leave Metro.
Right.
And so I started looking at companies that they worked between Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
Yeah, and you were like,
Oh.
not for me, actually.
And and family didn't seem to be priority. And so you know what, I got it pretty good here. Why leave?
Yeah.
And so was I guess when I made the decision that I'd stick here until they either kicked me out or I retired.
Until the critters drove you out.
Yeah, well, that was pretty tight. That was pretty close last summer, last winter. There was I swear it was a rat. It wasn't. They told me it wasn't.
Okay. And we believe them.
Yeah,
But
we're choosing to believe.
But I watched that little guy walk by looking at me with attitude.
They were like, don't tell her it was actually something far worse than a rat.
Yes. and of course, I can't, the startle is the scream, and then the students come running from the classroom.
Right.
Well,
is everything okay?
in that
it's just a mouse.
all-concrete building,
Yeah.
it probably really...
Echoes. Oh, yes, they all knew.
That's why Catherine and I are not allowed to work there because we would be too loud.
Oh, they would be like, we have to install some type of like padding on these walls.
Yeah. There's no padding. Yeah.
So what would you, to kind of round this out, in all of your years of wisdom you've gathered here, what would your advice be for someone considering MCC, either as a student or even as a place to work? Because you've seen it on both sides and you've enjoyed it from both sides.
No matter what you do in life as a student or working, you get out of it what you put into it. And I've also been on the receiving end because I think a lot of everybody else does that as well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody what I tell my kids, and I've told my kids I'm not your advisor, and I tell my students that I'm not your mom.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything somebody tells you.
Yeah.
Don't believe it. Find out the answers for sure yourself. Don't just take anybody's word for anything. Question everything. And you know what? If there's something that needs to be done, just do it. Don't wait for somebody to tell you to do it. Don't go ask permission to do it. Just do it. And if you shouldn't have done it, well, I'm sorry. I've never had to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In 45 years.
Rarely you have to if you took initiative on something.
If you do what's right, if you do what needs to be done, if you're doing it for the student without hurting any other student, you're all good. And I think that it's that simple.
Yeah.
And it's okay to question people.
Yes.
It's like, don't believe everything, question your boss.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that, but do it professionally and politely.
Don't just barge in or.
I mean, there is a balance, but
Listen, maybe we need to bring back some of those how to handle conflict classes, which we also found in the archives.
Yes.
oh yeah, I think I was made. Oh, we had to go to all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh, we used to have to go to so many hours a year of professional developments.
Honestly, that makes
Stuff.
a lot of sense why all those classes were in the.
We found like the first offering of like it was called a brown bag series where they had maybe you went to brown bag series where they had professional development like over your lunch hour, and some of them made sense, like how to handle conflict in the office. One was like typing and filing.
Oh God.
Just bare minimum, just typing and filing.
Sure.
One was how to dress for the office.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And staying slim.
Staying slim in the office was one. Yeah, I know. That was our face.
Oh my God.
We were like, imagine now trying to offer that.
Oh yeah. You want to tell me about that?
Yeah.
I obviously have not been taking those classes.
It's probably led by Mike Flesh, who runs 30 miles every day.
Yeah.
So we shout out to Mike Flesh. We've given him a shout out on almost every episode for one thing or another.
Yeah, Mike Flesh. He's an amazing person.
He is. But also, so are you.
Well, Metro is made up of a lot of amazing people.
It is. And we just want to highlight those people. So I'm glad we were able to give you this time before you're no longer with us. But at the college. You're on the road.
I'll be on the road. I am just so excited.
That'll be amazing.
I just can't wait. I'm always looking at the atlas. Where am I going to stop?
We can always pit stop here.
Yeah,
I could. Yes, I could.
I mean, give us a road update.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you're passing through, we would appreciate it.
I do still have a permanent home in Omaha. So I will be coming here.
She has to come back.
I have to come back. I have to pay taxes, insurance, and all that jazz.
Well, thank you for taking time to chat with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. I don't like doing these kinds of things. I don't like going to things, but I always find that once I go and I have a good time.
Yeah.
And I still haven't learned that lesson after all these decades.
Well, you have a couple weeks left to turn it around.
There you go. There you go. You're never
always
too
time.
old to learn. Never too old to learn.
That is true. We have lifelong learners here at MCC.
That's right.
That's right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
it's been a pleasure.
you. This was such a treat. MCC Made with Emma Frazier and Katherine Rakes. Produced by Emma Frazier. Production support by Herdat.
Got a question for us? Email mccmade@mccneb.edu, and your question may be answered on a future podcast.